Cash Flow Circle, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Time for our Wednesday walk. Today on the deep dive, we're digging into something really special. J.L. Collins' latest book, Pathfinders.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pathfinders. Extraordinary stories of people like you on the quest for financial independence and how to join them. Quite a title, huh?
It is, but it captures it perfectly.
So our mission today, thinking specifically about you in the cash flow circle, is to really break this down. We want to figure out who this book helps most, pull out the key lessons, maybe give you some questions to ask yourself.
Right, to help personalize the journey.
Exactly, and find practical ways to, really engage with this stuff during your walk and afterwards, too.
And what's great about Pathfinders is it's really not your typical finance book, is it? It's not dry theory.
No, not at all.
It's packed with real stories, people who actually walked the simple path to wealth. It shows you how they did it, how financial independence actually happens for regular people, not just the what.
You get to see the journey.
Exactly. You see yourself in their shoes. So who's it really for? I mean, who benefits most? Collins is pretty clear. He says it's for people just like you. Maybe you've heard about FI, financial independence, but you're thinking, is this actually real?
Yeah, is it too good to be true?
Right. Or maybe you're wondering if regular folks, people with average resources can actually pull this off. And he gives a spoiler alert right there.
It does?
It is. Even with less than average resources, which is pretty empowering.
That really speaks to our community, doesn't it? The Cash Flow Circle is full of learners, doers, people from all sorts of backgrounds. So this book sounds ideal if you're ready to be, more intentional.
Intentional about your path.
Or maybe seeking a better work-life balance or thinking about a big life change. Yeah. New career, moving somewhere new, travel, just a different path.
Yeah, absolutely. It's for anyone who wants more control, more freedom in their life. And the cool thing is, it doesn't really matter where you're starting from. Maybe you're brand new to all this, or maybe you've already read The Simple Path to Wealth.
It works either way.
Totally. The whole point of Pathfinders was to collect, preserve, and share the priceless lessons learned by others. It shows how people from all walks of life, all stages, all over the globe, took those core ideas and made them work for their own unique situations.
So you're likely to find someone whose story clicks with yours.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You'll find a mirror in there somewhere.
Okay, all right. Let's unpack this then. Let's dive into some of those core lessons that Pathfinders brings to life through these stories. Where should we start? Maybe with debt. Collins is pretty vocal about that.
Oh, absolutely. He doesn't just say debt is, inconvenient. He calls it deadly. He says it's the unacceptable burden.
Strong words.
Very. Because he sees it as the absolute opposite of freedom. It literally eats your income through interest and, it basically chains you to your job.
Right. It enslaves you to a paycheck. It's not just numbers on a page. It dictates your life.
Exactly. It's a fundamental roadblock.
And the stories in the book really show that, don't they? Like Travis Daigle, his thing was cars.
Yeah, his love affair with cars, as he put it, led him deep into debt.
And he had this realization that material things beyond necessity have almost no significance. That shifted everything for him, how he used his money, his time.
And Michael D. Sutherland, going back to a tight self-inflicted budget, or Anthony, carefully mapping out his student loan attack, hitting the highest interest ones first.
And Stephen, he and his wife, she's an accountant, he's a project manager, they used their professional skills to just systematically wipe out their debt, even those tricky zero-interest loans that can trap you.
Right, those hidden traps.
And that discipline, it paid off. Early retirement.
And that's the common thread, isn't it? Paying off debt isn't just about getting to zero. It builds the habit of investing. First, you invest in getting rid of the debt.
And then you pivot that same muscle towards building wealth.
Exactly. It's like the first crucial step on the path.
Okay, so that naturally leads to the next big lesson. The superpower of saving. Collins himself started saving, 50%?
Yeah, an initial 50% rate. And the fascinating part is he said it never felt like deprivation.
Which is huge, right? Because so many people think saving aggressively means misery.
It challenges that assumption.
Okay.
It suggests it's more about aligning spending with values, not just cutting back blindly. And there's this amazing story, two public school teachers, they were earning less than 6 figures combined.
Wow. Okay.
But they reached FI before 30.
Oh.
Kept expenses super low, did some side gigs, and just consistently invested the difference. They put away over $650,000.
Which then grew.
To over $1 million.
Yeah.
It just shows that core formula boost income, slash expenses, save and invest the surplus. It actually works for regular people.
It's not just for high earners.
Not at all.
And Alex's story, too, becoming a millionaire in 7 years without a fancy job or inheritance.
Right. His point was powerful. It's the ratio, not income, will make you feel rich.
Explain that a bit more.
Well, he put it like this. If you can live on half of your income, after just 1 year, you could take a full year off with no work. That's the kind of leverage saving gives you. It's about the gap between earning and spending.
That really reframes it. It's about the percentage, the proportion.
Exactly. And, you know, people always ask, is it too late for me? The book shares anecdotes of people at 70 wishing they had started at 60, people at 30 wishing they'd started at 20.
Yeah, that feeling is common.
But then there's the story of the recent retiree who started this whole process at 67.
Really?
Yeah. It proves it's genuinely never too late. Every bit you save buys you a little more freedom whenever you start.
Okay, but what about the flip side? What stops people? Lifestyle inflation must be a big one.
Oh, it's huge. Collins calls it a forest bandit or even a gilded cage.
A gilded cage. I like that.
Because, you know, if your spending expands to meet or, even worse, exceed your income, you will never be free. It traps you even if your income goes up.
Like Ken's story, making $800,000 a year and still struggling. Yeah.
Exactly. The tyranny of the must-haves, he called it. That list of things you think you need just keeps growing.
But there's nuance too, right? Like JSD's story, moving to a nicer area meant higher costs, a bigger FI number.
Right. He found that sometimes spending more money in certain deliberate ways could actually improve our lives. But he also warned about sprinting to FI with no ill effects that led to burnout.
So they actually had to choose to inflate their lifestyle a bit. For sanity.
Yeah, deliberately. It's about finding that sustainable balance, not just extreme deprivation followed by burnout. It makes me think of Gregory Edward Brenner. Someone asked him this killer question.
Which was?
Why aren't you pursuing financial independence? Just straight up. And that question cut through all the noise, all the keeping up with the Joneses pressure. It helped him choose simplicity.
Sometimes it just takes that one question to reframe everything.
Totally.
And then you have people like Laura Rojo Eddy and CW. They seem to actively cultivate, what was it, indifference?
Yeah, indifference to the American cultural hunger for more, bigger, better, newer things. They just didn't care about the status symbols. Freedom and travel were their priorities.
And CW shared that story about his friend buying a BMW.
Right, a $10,000 BMW when they were young. The opportunity cost, what that money could have become if invested, was over $500,000 in retirement funds.
Oof. That puts those early choices into sharp perspective.
Doesn't it just?
So if you avoid the debt traps, save diligently, and beat lifestyle inflation, the next piece is investing, right? The simple path part.
Exactly. And the soul of simplicity here, as Pathfinders puts it, is all about low-cost, broad-based index funds.
Like an S&P 500 fund or a total stock market fund.
Precisely. Or even a total world index fund. It's the opposite of trying to pick individual stocks or paying for active managers. It's pure Jack Bogle wisdom. Don't look for the needle in the haystack. Just buy the haystack.
Buy the whole market, keep costs low. Simple in theory.
But harder in practice sometimes.
Yeah, like Justin Hull's story. He was saving, well, super frugal, but kept losing money investing. Why?
Because, in his words, his investing problem was me. He'd panic. Market drops, he sells.
The classic mistake.
Right. His big aha moment was learning to actually hold or even buy more when the market's down and maybe rebalance when it's way up. Trusting the process, trusting the haystack.
That emotional control is key.
Absolutely crucial. And you see others like Brian and Jason Martin who initially thought you had to pay advisors, that it was just part of the deal.
Or just blindly trusted them.
Yeah. Then they learned about the simple path and realized how much those fees and complexity were dragging down their returns. The book really empowers you to understand this stuff yourself.
Oh, okay, but what about those huge market drops? They feel terrifying. Everyone screams, this time is different.
Oh, they always do. It's just noise, as the book says. Collins compares big market plunges to like blizzards in New England or hurricanes in Florida, meaning they're normal, scary, maybe even dangerous in the short term, but always temporary. They happen. They pass.
And the advice is?
See them as a gift.
Yeah.
Seriously. A chance to buy more shares on sale. The goal isn't to predict the storm. It's to keep building your arc consistently through all weather.
Okay, so that's the long game. But Pathfinders also talks about something powerful before you hit full FI, right?
Yeah.
FU money.
Yes, FU money. It's like an interim step on the path. It's not necessarily enough to retire forever on.
But it's powerful.
Surprisingly powerful. It gives you the breathing room, the confidence to step away whenever the situation calls for it. Makes you bolder.
Collins talks about his own experience, right? Quitting his job to go backpacking.
Yeah, early in his career, he had just $5,000 saved up as FU money. He resigned, planning to travel Europe. And his boss actually negotiated to keep his job open for him.
Wow.
That's when he realized this cushion, even a relatively small one, bought him real freedom. Freedom of choice.
And Danny's story, he used his FU money to walk away from a bad boss.
Exactly. Paid off his debt, built up that cushion, and when things got toxic at work, he could leave a six-figure job with no immediate backup plan.
That takes guts.
It does, but the FU money enables it. And ultimately, he ended up only working for people he respected. It bought him integrity, in a way.
And Laura C's story is so powerful, too. Using her fund during a mental health crisis.
Yeah, having a year's worth of expenses saved provided significant stress reduction. It allowed her to take the time off she desperately needed without the added financial panic. That's profound freedom.
It's not just about quitting jobs you hate, it's about resilience for life's challenges.
Absolutely. And then there's Mr. New Farmer, who kind of stumbled into FU money by mistake.
How do you do that?
Just by keeping his living expenses super low, like a student. For years after graduating, he built up a cushion without really trying, and that allowed him to completely pivot his career later to something he loved, even start his own business.
It shows that FI isn't just an endpoint, right? It's a spectrum.
Exactly. FI is a continuum. Every step gives you more options, more flexibility.
Okay, last big lesson area, and this one feels really important. The value of time itself, beyond just the money. Uncle Mike's story.
Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
The aerospace engineer.
Mm-hmm.
His realization was that before FI, his time had an hourly wage attached. After FI, it became priceless.
So he chooses to do things himself. Fix his car, build stuff.
Yeah, not because he has to save money, but because, as he says, fixing things makes me happy, building things makes me happy, learning new skills makes me happy. He's using his time for joy and connection, not just earning.
That's a beautiful shift in perspective.
Isn't it? FI unlocks that.
Mm-hmm.
And even just pursuing FI starts to change things. It makes you, a bit stronger, a bit freer, lets you reclaim your most valuable asset.
Which is time.
Exactly. Time.
Okay, so bringing this all back home for our Cash Flow Circle listeners on their Wednesday walk, what does this all mean for you? How can you use Pathfinders to really focus your own journey?
Well, the book itself invites that kind of reflection. To help you figure out maybe where to focus first, we pulled some questions based on the themes we've been talking about.
Great. Let's hear them.
Okay, first one. Am I currently weighed down by debt? And how is it impacting my daily decisions? If the answer is a strong yes, then part 2 of the book, All About Debt, is probably your starting point.
Makes sense. What's next?
What is my current savings rate? And where do I see opportunities to increase it, even incrementally? If boosting savings is your focus, part 3 is packed with strategies.
Okay. And related to that, spending.
Right. Ask yourself, are my spending habits truly aligned with what brings me lasting joy and freedom? Or am I chasing shiny things due to external pressures? Part 4 on lifestyle inflation is key there.
Good one. How about investing?
The question is, how am I investing my money right now? Am I prioritizing simplicity, low costs, and diversification? Or am I overcomplicating things? If you feel lost or want to simplify, part 5 is your guide.
Excellent. 2 more.
Yep. What level of financial flexibility, or FU money, would give me the confidence to make bolder life choices or withstand unexpected challenges? If that resonates, check out the examples in part 6.
And finally,
This is about mindset. When faced with market volatility or life's inevitable curveballs, how do I tend to react? And how can I cultivate the resilience to stay the course? Part 7 is crucial for building that mental fortitude.
those are fantastic questions for reflection during a walk. So how should people actually, use the book? How do they structure exploring it and take useful notes?
Well, Collins suggests treating it like a map. You don't have to read it cover to cover in order. He says you are free to sit wherever you choose and move on to the next table as you please.
So jump around based on what resonates.
Exactly. Maybe start with the stories. Find the ones that feel like your situation or your current challenge. That's often the easiest way in. Also, take a minute to think about your own money mindset. Where did your early beliefs about money come from? The book mentions your family can be your biggest support or your biggest hindrance. Understanding that foundation is powerful.
Good point. And make it actionable, right?
Definitely. For every story or piece of advice, ask, Okay, what's one thing I can do this week based on this? Or what assumption am I holding that this just challenged? Turn reading into doing.
Maybe track progress somehow, like that couple with the mortgage chart.
Yeah. Find what motivates you. A visual tracker, a spreadsheet, a note in your journal. Seeing progress, even small wins, builds momentum.
And you mentioned journaling your why.
Yes, Jail's daughter Jess talks about that. Defining your why helps you understand if you're making a purchase because it's something that will serve you or just because Instagram told you it's what you need. Use your walk. Use quiet moments to connect with your core values. Why are you doing this? What kind of life does this money serve?
That keeps it grounded, keeps it meaningful.
Precisely.
So, wrapping up, Pathfinders really offers these powerful, relatable stories to help guide your journey. And it reminds us, doesn't it, that money, like oxygen, is only unimportant if you already have more than enough of it.
Yeah. It's about getting to that point of sufficiency so you can focus on everything else. And remember, the simple path. It is simple. It's robust. It's worked for thousands of people, all income levels all around the world. It can work for you too.
Absolutely. So, as you finish up your walk today, Cash Flow Circle, here's a final thought to chew on, something from the book. Frugality breeds creativity, which can make for fun, intimate memories.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, consider how making intentional choices, even small ones, might not just save money, but actually unlock unexpected joy, creativity, and maybe even stronger connections, things way beyond the bank balance. It's about designing that richer life, right? Not just a bigger bank.